Whether you're cool or not, totally subjective. There's a new study that looked at what cool means to the average normie out there. They polled 6,000 people in a dozen countries, so this is a lot. It's a pretty big survey.
Are we trying to find who the coolest person is?
No.
Or just what makes somebody cool?
Yes.
Hit me.
It's fairly universal, actually. It comes down to 6 core traits. Oh, my God, I'm going to punch you right in your stupid face. And then, you know what? And then when you're on the ground, I'm gonna curb stomp your knee.
Pee on me.
Wait, Jesus Christ.
What?
I knew it.
Were we? What?
I said it a long time ago. I knew you were into that. I freaking knew it.
I misspoke.
Anyway.
I misspoke. I said I have to pee.
All right. So Here we go. The 6 traits that make someone think that we're cool. All right. If we're extroverted, adventurous, open, autonomous, hedonistic.
Autonomous. Scotty, I need more power. Autonomously. I just thought I'd use it in a sentence.
I don't know that that's appropriate at all, dude.
It's not. It's totally not.
Hedonistic and powerful. So, but I'm going to kind of clarify a little bit here.
Hedonistic.
So, yeah, right, exactly. So I'm sure extroverted, adventurous, open, we all kind of know what that is, right? Okay, autonomous means, in this case, that you're more independent and you're not really trying to fit in at all.
Right. Confident.
Hedonistic means that you can enjoy yourself without feeling guilty about it.
Right.
Okay? Not that you're like overindulging and you've got, I've got 6 girls on every, whatever. Heavy breathing. Powerful means that you're confident and you don't let people push you around. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you
Stop pushing me. You're pushing me.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
Now, if you have none of those traits, it doesn't mean that you're not cool. I don't want people crying into their Cheerios right now.
I have to be more autonomous. I'm rebooting the autonomous upload.
You just might not fit the cookie cutter definition of what cool means in 2025.
I think people are cool that don't care about, not to the point of being aloof, but people that are just like, cool.
Right. I think when you reach the point of being an aloof, you are no longer cool.
I think people that are over it are cool.
Right.
And I don't know what it is, but
right. Well, that's the punk rock
things. I guess.
Right. That's the punk rock streak right there, where you're just I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay, so you can't define it, but people that don't care about being cool are cool.
Right.
But you can't define what the actual cool part is.
Right.
Okay. That's what I talk about. That feels like more of the autonomous part of the equation.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
All right, carry on.
Yes. They noted that coolness is a social construct.
Oh.
And everyone polled had to be familiar with what the word cool was in order for their vote to count. So movie, TV, social media, all that have taught us what cool means. So they were just kind of repeating that definition. Past studies have found that being friendly and competent are also seen as cool traits.
Yes, being gracious.
Yeah, man, being competent, that is very cool. Not for everybody. Authors of the study were quick to note that being cool doesn't mean you're a good person, so calm down already.
Oh. So the definition of cool, I guess, it's a combination of all of that, of all of these things you're talking about.
Sure. And I think that you can be cool and have some of those traits and not all. And they did note that many of the coolest people in history, most of them, in fact, were total assholes.
Ooh.
So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Until recently, one of the coolest people around was Kanye West. Think about that.
Right. But he imploded, and now it's down to Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman.
That's true.
So
Keanu Reeves is super cool.
Here's a question: If you're cool, should you know it? I don't know what that means either, but this is all very subjective conversationally, but should you know you're cool? People know
Well,
it.
and then do you care?
So you how would you do it? You go down that path of well, what got you there? But you not to be more eccentric, but just more autonomous. Oh, I'm going to use that word all day.
Oh no!
Oh, it's my favorite new word. I'm autonomous.
Should you know it? I think that some cool people know that they're cool, and I think other cool people don't know that.
I don't know if you define that by influencing somebody to do something without them knowing.
Yeah, I think that happens. I think there's two sets of cool people. Because I've told people, like, oh, my God, you are so cool. And they're like, what? You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
I'll tell you somebody exactly like that who had that response. Because you said it to him in the Sound Lounge.
Miles Kennedy. Yeah.
He goes, really?
I know, right.
we go, you're like the coolest dude. If we would have been in high school, you would have been amazing to hang out with. He's like, really? He's like, thanks.
Yeah.
It's like, that's totally cool.
Right.
You know,
totally.
He doesn't even know
He
it.
has no idea he's cool.
Right.
And then there's other people that completely know they're cool. And then there's other people that think they're cool and they are not.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to ask if you're cool, then you'll never understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I don't want to ruin the word cool because it's the one word that stands the test of time.
Cool and dude.
Dude, brah.
Timeless.
Yeah. Totally cool.
But yeah.
You think we overuse the word cool? I still think it works.
I still think it works, yeah.
I mean, whatever makes you feel good. You know, you're allowed to use cool.
Yeah.
You say rad. You say awesome. But cool is just like, it's cool. It's just how it rolls, you know?
I think it's funny that we're still, because like even when I was like in middle school, and I'm sure when you were in middle school back in the 1800s.
Yeah. 1700s. It was the French Revolution. My dad, Bonaparte Napoleon, was quite into me finishing my school and then going to military academy.
Napoleon not cool.
Short guy syndrome, not cool. Murdering all the Russians, not cool. It was a cold winter in my march to Moscow. Lost a lot of good men there. They flanked us. So we couldn't escape a rush. We froze our own ass off. Anyways.
No, but like.
See, I did pay attention in history, you son of a bitch.
You really did.
I'm not kidding.
You really did.
I still, I have flickers of information somewhere up there.
But it was important, like, we were talking about being cool and wanting to be cool in middle school, and it's still a thing that we talk about.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Really? How do you talk about it?
Well, like, whatever. Like, oh, that person's so cool. You know what I mean? And it's something that's still a thing for people. So
interesting. Yeah, just relax, easy to be around. I mean, we have so many cool listeners. People I wish I could actually hang out with more. But it's just, life doesn't work like that. It's hard enough to.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't want to hang out with somebody just because you think they're cool, because then that makes it weird. There's many, many complexities in the cool universe.
That's why I just hang outside their houses.
I just watch him. I watched him mow the yard. He was so cool. I did a pencil sketch of him mowing the yard. It was incredible. It's hanging up above
I left it in their mailbox.
I left it in the mailbox. So you're my coolest friend ever. If you want to hang out, I'm the guy in the car over there watching you.
See? Not cool.
That
is not cool.
Not cool. So, no, cool is also a little mysterious. You want to, it's somebody that you don't want to know. Cool is not knowing all the secrets. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little mystery in life is a good thing.
Totally.
Right.
I thought that was fun to go over.
How about that? That's cool.
All right. Scissoring through the news and cutting out the crap, I'm Biatch.
See what I did there?
I did. It wasn't.
That was not cool. What I did there was not cool. See? Still talking. Not cool.
Not cool.
I should shut up.
Dumbing down your smartphone. One podcast at a time. Listen, rate, and subscribe to the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Song.
And smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like
Booty.
you'll never let me go.
Booty. Booty.
I'm a leaving
Booty.
on a jet plane.
Booty.
I don't know when I'll be back again.
Booty.
Oh, babe, I hate to go.
Okay, well, this is something I didn't know. Now, the TSA scanners, yes, I get it, okay? I understand it's an illusion of safety. I get it. The arms up scanners.
Well,
Everybody knows those, right?
yeah.
Okay, now you've been flagged at those before.
Oh, dude, I get the full. I've got my fingernails scanned. I've had their hands down my pants, which wink, wink. No complaints here. And but I don't know if because I'm a registered gun owner. I think I'm on some list. I swear to God, they think I'm a terrorist. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you had to have the gunshot residue wipe. I remember that. I've gotten pulled over before too, but
Or you know what? I'll tell you. I have another theory. I know some of those TSA dudes in Madison out
they
at the
just wanna
airport.
touch you.
Well, I think they do it. I think
Your
Eddie.
hot body.
I think my buddy Eddie over there. He gives the little. You know what he does? I saw he looked at the TSA guy in my line. And he gave him that little nose signal.
Yeah.
You know, the little like the sting. You know what I'm saying? Next
Yeah.
thing I know, my pants are around my ankles and I'm bent over.
Yeah, and it's the best orgasm of your life.
It was incredible. So I don't know. There's something going on out there. I haven't nailed it down yet, but there's something going on.
Yeah. It might be your jeans too, because you wear them bedazzled jeans.
Too tight. Too tight for night.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, anyway. When checkpoint alarm bells began blaring around a traveler's groin,
Ooh.
as happened to one befuddled passenger not long ago, there is a chance it's due to extreme wetness in the pants.
Oh, it's like a damp rid in your pants.
Oh my God, the damp rid.
Yeah,
that was a problem too.
Yep. They will empty your suitcase because it doesn't. They don't know. It's a mystery object in the X-ray.
In the carry-on, yeah.
Do not carry on damp rid. It will. You will be in line forever.
Yeah. Just
and
put it
slow
in
us
here.
all down. Just put it in your checked.
All right, so here we go. This is from a Reddit post. I flew for the first time in 15 years this week, and both airports flagged my crotch at the arms up scanner.
Yeah, I'd like to flag your crotch.
Oh, my.
I was talking to Jason.
I know you were, and that's concerning. The wet wanderluster described herself as a mid-sized adult woman, 169, 5'8", wearing bike shorts and normal undies. The Skyway siren assured social media readers that their private parts are neither pierced nor outfitted with medical devices.
Yep.
She claimed her pockets were totally empty. I don't care about the pat down. They were polite and professional, and it doesn't bother me. But I'm wondering what did it. So some of the Redditors knew what was going on, and they were like, dude, it crotch sweat.
I think they also go after guys with huge groins. Go ahead.
Just
Insert cricket sound.
yeah. These are the moments where I
Who asked you, car stereo guy?
take a moment to practice patience. Anyway, sweat and feminine products like liners and pads and them Depends. Oh, it's your Depends. That's what flags you, John.
Yes, the big wet. What is that? Urine? Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's my big damp adult diaper. That's what does it.
Could be anything, but those seem to be the culprits. Someone else commented, last time I flew out of my home airport of Tampa, I got searched too. The security guard said something unnerving like swamp rot or swamp crotch or something similarly embarrassing.
Oh, what a time.
TSA expert Shauna Malvini Redden said it's a bodily function that can wrongfully trigger red flags.
Oh, wow.
perspiration is probably the weirdest thing that can set off scanners. It has to do with millimeter wave technology and how the waves bounce off water. The insider added that because the machines often generate false alarms set off due to sweat, some countries, including France and Germany, have banned the scanners altogether.
Now you're talking.
But massive moisture isn't the only reason the TSA technology might mistake one's undercarriage for a dangerous weapon. It's been alleged that frequent flyers boasting larger features such as a bootylicious behind, the BBL, can expect to be stopped and searched before the green light to board a plane. On-person screening technology effectively screens diverse populations of travelers every day. That's what representatives for TSA have said before, adding that their devices and screening algorithms are trained to recognize body comp. Recognize any unexpected abnormalities, including excess sweat, could potentially prompt an alert.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, an exciting time to be in law enforcement, where you got to, you know what I'm saying? What am I today? Am I the head pecker checker at the TSA? I can't wait to go to work.
Right.
Wow, what a life.
Yeah. Well, and then you have people not following directions.
Yep.
And you're saying the same thing 35,000 times.
And everybody's in a hurry, and everybody's the most important person.
Everybody's the most important. Right.
It's just the recipe. Well, you know what the result looks like. Go to any airport.
Right. 100%.
Then throw in a couple of delays and a couple of fights out at the terminal. Oh yeah, just add alcohol. Oh yeah.
Just that depends, man. It's a party.
I go to the airport expecting the worst.
Yeah, and then when I get through, I'm like, okay.
It's like, okay, here we are. That went better than expected, and then it's a win. So I expect the worst thing. I expect not to find. I go to O'Hare. I expect not to get a spot at long range parking. I expect to get flagged. I expect to get the hands, the full treatment.
Yeah.
The full pat down. And then when it doesn't happen, and I'm miraculously through, and I'm at a bar having champagne at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a huge win for humanity.
Yeah.
Sometimes
my piercings are an issue, and other times they just have me go right through.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's just.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes they think you're.
Well, sometimes they do a double scan, like I do the hands up scan, and they're like, "Here, step aside," and then they rescan the areas where the piercings are.
It's like they think your labia ring is a pin on a grenade.
Not a labia ring, but
whatever.
I'm very confused about the female anatomy, so it's okay.
It's better than. But I heard the ovary ring really hurts. I heard that one is really bad. Because the piercer has to get you on the table and stuff, and has to do it with tools or something. I don't know.
Wow.
I heard it was surgical. It's weird. Anyways, no, but don't you have a ring? Don't you have a piercing down there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But and then sometimes it doesn't. They're like, all right, go ahead. So I'm sure it depends on what scanner it is.
Can they see it? Does it show up on their?
I'm sure it does.
Scan. Interesting.
I'm sure it does.
Probably see a hoop down there. They know, not their first rodeo.
And I'm sure it probably depends on what model scanner they have. I don't know.
If it was like bad, it'd be glowing or something, like it was radioactive. So I'm sure a different alarm would go off. Is my point for a weird.
Don't the scanners
explosive material
just show it'll just put a box over the area where something's abnormal? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And then that's when they wand you.
So say you have food poisoning or something at the airport or on the way or something, and you shart yourself a little bit. It's a pretty good chance.
It's going to go off.
It's going to go off. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Who knows?
Good luck.
Who knows?
Now you know. Now you know.
Swamp crotch. Yeah. I love it.
Wet undercarriage.
I hope they don't mistake me for a bad guy and they tase me because I've got swamp crotch.
That would be terrible. Then your undercarriage is going to be even more wet after you get tased.
You can learn a lot listening to podcasts.
Did you know that the hottest chili pepper in the world is so hot it could kill you?
Or you can listen to this one.
Bears can smell your menstruation.
I can smell your menstruation.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
My next story is about a lady that cloned her cat.
Oh, okay.
She sounds a little nuts.
That's all right.
Her name's Kelly, and her cat was named Chai. Before the Pope died, he announced our furry friends would be there to greet us at the gates of heaven. But for some, that's not enough. The only thing that helped one Texas woman deal with her pet's death was creating an exact carbon copy of it for $25,000. Kelly Anderson, 35 years old, said she decided to clone her cat Chai because she was the closest thing I've ever had to a platonic soulmate, animal or human. The Austin woman believes this was not just her doing, but in fact a two-way decision between her and her cat. See?
Yeah, it's like self-fulfilling. The more she talks to her cat, yes, the less human interaction. The more she talks to her cat, which means less human interaction, which means she talks to her cat, which means less human interaction. Yeah, it's just a circle of sadness.
Okay. Chai understood me in ways no one ever has.
Yeah.
And our connection was so strong.
This is what I say about Eva Longoria.
Oh, right.
But she never gets the message.
She understands me.
Yes, I know she does. I know she's the only one that understands what I'm feeling right now.
Losing her was the worst thing I've ever been through, and the decision to clone didn't come lightly or from a place of necessarily wanting to bring her back to life. I simply wanted to carry on a piece of her. It was really a two-part decision. There was the soulmate connection as well as the fact that she died at the young age of 5. If she had lived a full life or there hadn't been that connection there, I wouldn't have likely cloned. I did feel like I was robbed of time with her, so being able to carry on a piece of her in Belle, which is the new cat, meant the world to me. The decision to clone Chai wasn't cheap, starting the process with pet cloner Via Gen Pets. The procedure cost her $25,000 3 years ago.
Wow.
Since then, the price of pet cloning has doubled to $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
The cats have eerie similarities, which you would think, because it's a clone. Her new clone, Belle, will sleep pressed up against my back on occasion in a way that Chai used to every night. Kelly said, "This brings me back to those memories." She sounds a little crazy. Belle had started developing some similar aversions to people other than myself that Chai had ingrained from the start, which is interesting considering Belle has been fully socialized. They're both bold, bossy, sassy cats, total ice queens of the house.
Okay, good. You just described every cat in existence.
I know.
You crazy cat lady.
Ultimately, I'd say they're about 60% the same in personality.
Oh, my God. Your cat's dead. Go see a therapist. I mean, in this case, I would say save the money and take a nice vacation where you can get over it. And then how about adopting a cat that's been in a shelter for 5 years?
Right, and
you
spending
freaking nutsoid.
like donating that money.
Kidding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Kelly said her family were unsurprised she would clone her cat because they know how nuts she is.
Perfect. Okay, good payoff. Good payoff. Who said that? Who was this?
I just. Her family were unsurprised she would clone her cat because her whole world is animals, but they were shocked cloning was even an option.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that.
The 35-year-old said,
wouldn't you want to enjoy the company of a new to create that relationship with a new cat from a shelter?
Right.
That's the joy, right? Oh man, this story gets more depressing by the minute.
Almost most everyone agreed that if anyone they knew was going to do something as radical as cloning their pet, it would be me. Girl, Kelly, people are trying to say they know you're insane.
She hasn't been invited over for Thanksgiving in 12 years.
Honey, I'm trying to...
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's too late now. I mean, whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, she hears voices, whatever, man.
Kelly has a stark warning for those who think by cloning their pet they would be bringing their furry friends back to life.
You're not.
If your expectation is to resurrect your pet, I don't think that's fair to you or to the animal you're bringing into this world. This will hopefully be Kelly's last clone unless Belle dies young or she wins the lottery. The cat mom worries cloning again would start a cycle of heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way you're going to have, like you said, 60%. Was that the number crazy lady said? So, yeah, you're never going to get the exact, cat. So why are you kind of, well, whatever. I mean, look, I get it. One thing about Nash, our cat, is, and I think the reason we overlove him is because he's an extension of Aspen, who died last year.
Right.
They were together for years.
Right.
So that's a neat, tribute to Aspen. But to clone a cat, you can't. Well, if it recreates it in your head, that's fine, I guess. I guess it's your money and your decision. I guess it just seems insane to me. You're fooling yourself into something you can't have.
Right.
Does that make sense?
And I feel like you are delaying the grief cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%. When does that stop?
Right.
You're how we got Jurassic Park.
You're putting it off.
Right.
You need to accept that loss and deal with that loss, as crappy as it is.
Yeah.
So, and trust me, I get it.
I would just rather open my little heart to a new, a guy that needs a good 3 squares a day and a good belly rub.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You feed your cat 3 meals a day?
Well, he's a grazer, but whatever. I like to think he's on my schedule.
Oh, yeah? Getting Quick Trip cheeseburgers in the middle of the afternoon?
I have caught him walking home from Quick Trip at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with a double cheeseburger. Yes, I have.
Replay today the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Okay, July 1st. It is International Joke Day. Just nice. I'm sorry you're not going to hear any today on this radio show.
We tried.
Did we?
No.
It's American Zoo Day. When was the last time he was at the zoo?
Well, people don't. Okay, so people always say, well, you always say, when something comes up, you go, well, I'm not qualified. I just tell dick jokes on the radio. And then, of course, you never tell a dick joke. So what do you call a bunch of cows masturbating? It's one of my favorites.
What?
Beef stroganoff. So. Boy, sometimes I think there's a short circuit in my mic and nobody heard it or something. Anyways, what are we talking about now? Baseball or what? What were we talking about?
That has to be it. It has to be a short circuit in the mic.
What are we talking about? What are we on now?
American Zoo Day.
Oh, the zoo. All right, the zoo. Oh.
When was the last time he was at the zoo?
We were there a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a walkthrough and it was nice. It was fun. Although the giraffe, is the giraffe back? He was gone. I don't know. Did he die or something? Something happened where we moved him or something?
They made burgers out of him.
Yeah, he was had some deep fried giraffe balls. I couldn't believe it. And the camels were fine. The lions, okay. The rhino wasn't out either. I love the rhinoceros. I just think they're amazing, strange creatures.
Yeah,
I like watching those guys just stand there in the sun. And then the bears were moving around. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I mean, as far as the zoo goes.
Yeah. The giraffe is it the Milwaukee Zoo where the giraffe died? There was a rescue thing that had to happen.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the Iron Gate does some of the vets from Iron Gate are part of this large animal rescue group of people because there's not an official group for that. So like if there's emergencies, whatever, a trailer accident or this and that, there's not really anybody to help out, and the EMTs and people are just there and they're like, we don't know what the hell to do,
Right.
So it's up to other industry professionals to kind of come up with a group to do this. And like there's members of the mounted patrol for MPD and UWPD that are on this special task force or whatever. And they were out there to help the giraffe that was down.
Okay.
Or whatever. And it was, I mean, unfortunately, the thing didn't make it. But imagine trying to get a fallen giraffe back up.
Goodness.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you use straps. It's kind of the way you position them. Let's see. What is it? Can't find the name of it now. But anyway. I haven't been to the zoo in forever. I want to get down to not quite the zoo, but the Shed Aquarium. I've never been down there.
I haven't either. When I'm at the zoo, I always do the thing where I'm like, I stare, I enjoy it, but I'm sitting there, standing on cement. How chronic stress out is this animal, right? I'm trying to figure out whether they're happy or unhappy. Check it out, like a mental health check. I was trying to see, okay, how you feeling over there? I never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't move much, and I'm like, a little depression sets in.
Yeah, right. Wisconsin Large Animal Emergency Response.
Okay.
Is the name of the group.
All right. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
you got to have one of those.
Yeah. It's pretty fascinating. I know. I think about that too, but then also.
But I try not to let it ruin it.
And some animals don't move around much.
Right.
They just
like rhinos. I mean, they do, but.
But others, like, oh my God. Like I was reading about how grizzly bears, how much ground they cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Michelle says she's pretty sure they relocated the Madison giraffe so they could update the enclosure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be right. That sounds familiar.
We're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
We're just gonna say she's right.
I mean, and I think it comes down to that about whether if is the animal sad or is the zoo sad to visit. Is your particular zoo sad to visit? And I don't. When I see a giraffe, I'm like, I feel less sad for the giraffe than I do a lion or a bear.
Yeah.
Because I know they're how much ground they would cover in a day. So I don't know. Who knows?
Do you remember when they slaughtered the giraffe at the Netherlands Zoo and everybody lost their goddamn mind?
Yeah, they ate it, I think. Didn't they?
Let's give it a try.
Well, they bring kids in, and it's part of the cycle of life thing. And it's, we butcher cattle, we butcher a giraffe.
Yeah.
In some countries, that's how it works. So we don't waste anything.
The internet was not ready for that.
The internet had thoughts. The internet had not good thoughts. How dare you? Nightmare material. Come on, kids. Get your lunchbox. We're going to go butcher a giraffe. Oh, right. And when I was in school, we went and saw War and Peace at a theater. We didn't go see, the local giraffe get butchered.
And this is crazy, too. Giraffes need a farrier. They need hoof care.
I mean, yeah, it's just...
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You don't think about that.
Yeah, you don't think about that. But you think, is the zoo saving the animal, or is it kind of torturing it? It's kind of like a balancing act for me.
Right.
And maybe some do need saved, so I get that also.
I know.
But the monkeys, they don't care. They're just throwing poo and reproducing. They don't give a crap.
Story of my life.
But I get a zoo's purpose. I mean, I'm not some social warrior asshole. I just they serve a purpose.
I know.
And I get it.
Right.
I don't get putting a killer whale in a tank or a dolphin in a tank. That pisses me off. But
well, it's the burden of information, right? It's like it's fun. The zoo is great when you don't know that a grizzly bear usually wanders 60 miles in a day. You're like, son of a bitch, right? Or whatever, however far it is. Farther than the 20 feet that it's allowed at a zoo, right?
Right.
And so then you're like, when the thing's sitting there just staring off into space, and you're like, oh.
I mean, you can't listen.
Right?
As a child, you can't make me sing "Where the Deer and the Antelope Roam" and then put it in a 30 square foot enclosure because I can't fit. That doesn't register.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I know. I get it. It's.
But they, they're like reindeer, elk. Yeah.
I try to picture zoos as a necessary evil to some extent, education and awareness.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, too, there's it's rehab stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
But also, I think, whatever, how much breeding is happening and relocating animals, that I don't know.
Yep.
And I don't know if I want to know.
But like fish, you go to an aquarium and like, fish, I don't think they know.
Right.
Like a perch, I don't think he knows. He's in a tank. Maybe he does. I don't think a perch cares.
I don't know. There's more and more evidence now about.
But a dolphin is going, what in the hell did I do to deserve this hot tank?
Mm-hmm.
So that's different for me. Anyways, it can't be perfect because they're either going to be out getting caught in a giant propeller, they're going to swallow a chunk of plastic. I mean, I get it. It can't be perfect. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's okay. Weird. I can't decide.
I know. Dude.
Don't ask me for a decision on the zoo today because I'm not there yet. I'm not there.
I know. I'm gonna have to.
But I want to support it because it's for animals that are hurt or that need some time out. It's okay.
And I'm sure some, just like everything else, I'm sure some zoos are better than others.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think it comes down to your zoo.
Right.
I think it comes down to the zoo.
And what their philosophy is. And
in a perfect world, would we have a zoo? No.
Right.
But on the other hand, I think I think if things are taken care of and there's conservation there, I think it's okay. The things in these third world countries where they put an elephant in a cage or a bear in a swimming pool, these people ought to be taken out and shot. Mm-hmm. Look at Cher and the lonely elephant, the loneliest elephant. That's not make-believe. That's real.
Yeah.
Go watch that once. And it's for show. It's for money. It's all exploitative. Exploitative? Did I just say exploitative?
Toit. You have very toit pants. You have a toit body.
But if you're treating your animal well, I'm so over the zoo conversation. Can we move on? I clearly have no answers here today.
We just keep going around. Okay, it is also Blink-182 Day because it is the 182nd day of the year.
Okay, we can do that.
It is. This is funny because you were talking about your patio earlier.
Yes.
It is freaking National Patio Day.
Yeah.
And it is also International Chicken Wing Day. So if you sit on a patio and eat chicken wings,
done.
You're killing life, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
Put some of that together. I got 3 cold Coronas chilling in the fridge. I'm going to go take advantage today.
Hell yeah.
Perfect day for that.
Listen to some Blink-182.
Done.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.